From Florida, Mr. Gaetz for 5 minutes.
Mr. Secretary, it's always an honor to have you in our district. The folks at Air Force Special Operations Command at Hurlburt Field were particularly honored and grateful to be able to share the work they do with you. I've got a niche issue there that I hope I can draw your attention to. The 919th is the reserve component at Duke Field that supports a lot of what Air Force Special Operations Command does. Got a lot of pilots there, got a lot of special tactics folks there with a lot of experience, live in the community, have come out of oftentimes AFSOC. And right now there seems to be some confusion about what the future of the 919th is and the 711th therein because AFRIC sees that they've got a price tag and AFSOC sees that they've got a price tag, and because they nestle between those two, there's going to be hundreds of billets come October that are fully funded, but with no real mission because the Dornier that was there is not going to be there. So I don't expect you to have all the answers to that in this hearing, but at least wanted to use our time to highlight the concerns those folks have. And to every extent we can encourage General Healy to get an answer to those folks regarding what their future is, I think it'll help because a whole lot of experience, at times decades of experience, and we don't want to lose that out of AFSOC or out of the reserve. I'll give you a chance to make any comments if you'd like.
We'll take a look at that and get back to you. I don't have details on that for you right now. If I could take a moment of your time, my visit, first district visit I made to your district, I think was one of the most memorable moments of my tenure in office and probably of my life, which was the Doolittle Raider last toast, and that was quite a moment. And going to Hurlburt was enjoyable and interesting, but nothing like the significance of that last toast.
Yes, and we were
too,
also grateful to have General Brown there for that as well. General Brown, I do have to ask you a question that sort of stems from what Ms. McLean was asking about. She showed you this curriculum from the Air Force Academy, and she asked you why the terms mom and dad were disfavored. And you said that you're working to build cohesive teams. So just wondering, how do the terms mom and dad impair cohesive team building?
You know, part of leadership is understanding the people you are privileged to lead. And as you have that opportunity, you get to know them. And every one of us grows up differently and has different experiences, different backgrounds. And we can't assume when we engage with them. And so from that perspective, you've got to to build that team and to build that trust with our airmen. And in part because that trust is part of the cohesion that gives you the strong team to be able to go execute what the nation asks us to do.
I understand better than most that families at times aren't defined by blood or even paperwork, and I know you have to recruit folks from different family environments into the Air Force. But do you think maybe it puts downward pressure on recruiting some of the people who do have moms and dads and do use the term mom and dad if in the curriculum of the academy it seems to disfavor those terms?
No, I don't.
And what's your basis for that belief?
Because I think part of leadership is dignity and respect of those you're privileged to lead.
You don't think it disrespects people?
I do not.
You don't think it disrespects moms and dads when they send their young children, I guess becoming adults, into the academy, and then they see that mom and dad are disfavored terms? Do you agree that mom and dad should be disfavored terms?
I think we need to respect the fact that they have either parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles that sometimes raised young people.
Sure, but I mean, I know folks who've been raised by aunts and uncles, and none of them have ever told me that when they hear someone else call their parent mom or dad that upsets them. Do you know of people who feel excluded when others refer to their parents as mom or dad?
I don't, or either way, whether it's aunts, uncles, moms, and dads, I have not come across anyone that...
If I could,
Sure.
The point of that slide, I'm familiar with it, came out of the Air Force Academy. It was actually created by cadets for training, and it's not very artful, but the point was that you shouldn't, it was not to diminish moms and dads. It was to just make people aware of that particular family configuration, not the...
I don't know, Mr. Secretary. It says that you want to use parents, caregivers, or guardians instead of mom and dad. So when you say instead of, it kind of does seem to disfavor it. And I appreciate not every slide is perfect, and if you're saying this isn't artful and we're not going to try to disfavor mom or dad or make people feel bad, I think that would be progress to hear.
You're correct. It was in
Okay,
our phone.
great.
I don't think they're using that slide anymore.
And one thing the chairman and I certainly would not take exception with is that you seem to favor the term y'all. So no objection there.
Hey, before you click on the next video, if y'all could do me a big favor and hit that like button. The algorithm loves it, and so do I, because it helps promote these videos and get the message out about what our government has been doing. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because every time I put out a video, you want to know about it, right? Thanks again, and have a good one. See you on the next one. Peace.